Hi everyone, Anita here, and today I have something truly special for you that you are not going to want to miss. We are going to go and visit the new Carson Community Recreation Complex that is in Blue Springs, Missouri. This facility has been renovated. They've been working on it for quite some time, and it encompasses the Blue Springs Field House, which a lot of you guys are familiar with if you're in Blue Springs, but they've expanded it to make it this state-of-the-art, total local paradise that you are just not going to want to miss. It includes Blue Surf Bay. We're going to go over a lot of the activities that are there. You're going to see us there, and be sure and stay to the very end, because throughout this video I'm going to be going over some tips that you might want to know about before you go. So come on, let's go dive in and see what kind of activities and features that this state-of-the-art destination offers to you. If we've never met before, my name is Anita Cordell, and I make videos about the Kansas City metropolitan area, what it's like to live here, what it's like to work here, what it's like to play here. I cover the food, the dining, the outdoors, the recreation, and of course, I do cover the weather. I'm also a licensed real estate agent, and I help people just like you buy, sell, relocate, and invest right here in our amazing city, all across the Kansas City metropolitan area. We're going to talk about the new Carson Community Recreation Complex. Now, it wasn't always called that. The reason why it's newly named that is because it just opened up. However, before that, about 2015, the city of Blue Springs opened up the Blue Springs Field House. Inside the Blue Springs Field House, there's all kinds of things you can do. There's an indoor soccer turf where a lot of boot camps are conducted. There's a fitness area. There's pickleball, there's basketball court, there's a yoga room. You can take spin classes and Zumba classes, all kinds of classes. So the field house has been around for quite a while. However, over the last 18 months, they've started the construction of an addition to the field house. And that expansion is called Blue Surf Bay. Then when they opened up the Blue Surf Bay expansion, they called the overall complex the Carson Community Recreation Complex. It is truly one of a kind. I don't know of any other place that's got this much to offer to the community. It boasts about 110,000 square feet of interior space and about 45,000 square feet of aquatic center space. The aquatic center part is what is called Blue Surf Bay, and I'm telling you what, it is top notch. It is both indoor and outdoor, and it is making waves across the Midwest. Now, there are multiple attractions at Blue Surf Bay that you're going to want to know about. First of all, when you're driving down the highway of I-70 and you're passing the exits of Blue Springs, you are going to see it from the highway. It's going to be the Typhoon Plunge. You're going to see the Typhoon Plunge. That is the massive slide area. It is a 40-foot water complex. Why don't we go out there and take a look at it? You can choose between one of 4 exhilarating slides on the Typhoon Plunge, including the world's longest stand-up slide at 300 feet, and it's called the Slipstream. Now, that is at the time of this recording, so who knows, there might be another one that is being built right now that might be longer, but right now, Blue Springs, Missouri has the longest stand-up slide in the world. Now, here is my first tip. Be careful when you're going down it, because I was listening to several people who went down the Slipstream and their ankles started to twist and turn. So as a tip, it's going to be maybe a learning curve for you. So don't get frustrated the very first time that you go down. It might take a couple of times to go down before you get the hang of it. There was actually multiple different ages that went down. There is a minimum height, so there were little kids that went up as well as adults. And one of the adults that I was talking to said that his ankle was kind of slipping, but he did make it down. He opted to not do it again that day. But just a little tip, watch your ankles. I'm sure that they're gonna figure that out, so you don't wanna fall when you're going down. Another tip when you're going up the stairs is that there are actually two different lines and two different sections. The left-hand line is for the stand-up slide as well as the shorter tube slide. So if you want to go on one of those, stand on the left-hand side. If you're wanting to go to the higher slides, that includes the body slide as well as the higher tube slide, you'll want to stand in the right line. When I say two sections, I mean after you get to the point where people are getting off on the first section, there is another section to the stairs, like the upper part of the stairs. And the upper part of the stairs is divided into two different lines as well. On the left-hand side of that upper part of the staircase is where you will line up if you want to go to the body slide. So if you don't have a tube and you're wanting to go to the higher one, just squeeze through that first part and head up to the left part of that line. Now, I've covered 4 different slides, but there's actually a 5th slide. That slide is on the inside of Blue Surf Bay, which leads me to explain a little bit more about Blue Surf Bay. There's actually 2 different divisions or 2 different parts to it. There's an outdoor part and then there's an indoor part. The indoor facility is quite frankly pretty cool. It's amazing. There's an indoor lazy river. There's a lap pool, and the lap pool is what people will do in the morning time if they want to swim laps. That's where swimming lessons are going to be. That's where probably aquatic classes are going to start up. Even on the end of this lap pool, there's a rock climbing wall. Go figure, that's so cool. And then for the fitness warriors who are out there, when they open up the pool, they lower this ninja cross course. That is super cool. I have not gone on it yet, but I intend to try. Then there's also that slide that I talked about. There's also a little area where you can swim. And then there's a 0 entry pool for all your little itty babies who want some water fun as well. Now there's 2 different ways that you can relax, not just the lazy river part, but you can also relax in the hot tub that is there as well as the sauna. We tried the sauna and it was so fun. I am no expert, but there was somebody there that actually gave us a few tips. So here's a few more tips for you if you are not used to a sauna. But there were several other people in there that were talking about breathing. And so they were telling us about the importance of breathing because the air is just so thick. So if you go into the sauna, be sure and breathe because you don't want to sit there and pass out or anything. So just make sure that you're mindful of your breathing. And also too, there was somebody there that was saying just to be mindful of how long you stay in. So she was staying in there for just about 30 minutes. I'm no expert, I'm no medical expert, but those are just some tips that you might want to be aware of. And so it was super fun. We went in there for a little bit. We were able to stay in there for probably 10 minutes and then we had to go. We were so hot, but it was super cool and fun. The outside area is also just equally as fun. There are ways that you can relax as well. There's some cabanas that you can rent. There's some electrical outlets that are within each section of the cabanas. You can't just go over there and hang out with the cabanas. You have to actually rent them. And so in order to rent them, you need to call into the Blue Surf Bay office. Just go to bluespringsgov.com and look through all of their information. There is a phone number on there that you can call in and reserve your spot to see if there's one available. Keeping on with our tour of Blue Surf Bay, on the outside, there is a really fantastic lazy pool. We were surprised at how fast it goes. So they might still be working on the speed of that, but it was pretty fast and it was super fun. There's certain sections that you can go in and out of and little water trinkets and waterfalls that you can go under or not. That part was really fun. Not only is the Blue Surf Bay the home of the longest standing water slide, but we also have something else really cool. There is a surf simulator. So if you go there, you've got to try that surf simulator out. The Blue Surf Bay is not just about the water, it's about family and friends and food. There are several different places that you can go to hang out and eat. Especially if you're having all this fun, you're going to need something to eat, right? There's the Beaches and Bites. This is a place where you can get some really great refreshments. You can have hamburgers, there's stuff to eat there, and then there's like this area that's shaded where you can go and sit and eat if you want. And if you're also planning a birthday party or a celebration that you want, maybe a pool party of some sort, consider booking one of the party rooms. There's several party rooms. Depending on how big your party is, they can expand it out, or you can make it one of the smaller rooms. Then there's also a bar area upstairs outside where you can also lounge. There are some non-alcoholic beverages as well, and you might want to consider calling in if you have a big corporate party that you're wanting to have. They will do that. There are some rules and regulations about that, but they are open to renting out. I just don't know what sections that they rent out. And speaking of relaxing, obviously you can lounge at the top where the bar is, but there's also a lounge inside by the lobby. There's this fireplace that you can go and hang out and just have a relaxing moment. And then there's also a coffee area with coffee and some types of drinks that they're going to actually be offering. At the time of this video, that part was not open, so I don't know what all they're going to serve, but there is also another place where you can sit and hang out with your friends. But before I close out this video, I'm going to talk about the price. Now, they do have a membership. The membership is for certain zip codes, and you can go to the bluespringsgov.com, look at the zip codes that are offered for memberships to the Carson Ross Community Recreation Complex. The memberships are for individuals, couples, family, even a +1. They also have memberships for different ages, like adults versus youth. And if you're not a member, you can still attend it because it is open to the public. So what they've done is they've allowed people to buy summer passes, or you can actually buy a day pass. As far as the day pass goes, here's another little tip for you when you go. My recommendation is for you to call ahead and ask about the day pass, because when we went at about 2:30 in the afternoon. When we got there, my daughter had to fill out a waiver, which you will have to do. And side note, another tip is when you go to Blue Surf Bay, a tip would be for you to go ahead and go on the website and download the waiver that is on there, print it out, and go ahead and fill it out so that you can have it there already filled out. Now, back to the day pass. When we got there at about 2:30 in the afternoon, and my daughter had not filled out the waiver, so we stayed in line and we waited, and we were told that she was the very last day pass person that they were going to give for that day. So I just want to give you guys a tip here. You might want to call in advance and find out if, especially if you're going to go in the afternoon sometime, you might want to call and see if they're going to run out of day passes. Maybe they've changed their policy by the time this video gets out, or maybe they've changed it and updated it or whatever. But I wanted to just let you know you might want to plan your day around getting there just a little bit early in case they run out of day passes.
Speaking of day passes, if you live in the zip codes of 64014, 64015, 64029, 64057, 64064, or 64086, these zip codes are considered in-service areas. The day passes at the time of this recording are only available on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So please make sure that you plan accordingly if you are wanting family and friends to spend a fun afternoon with you or a full day. And obviously, just as mentioned before, if you do purchase a day pass, you have access to the entire facility all day long. And don't forget, out of service area is open only on Tuesdays and Thursdays with that day pass.
Another thing is that a lot of people have asked if you can be a member of just the field house, and especially if you are never going to use the aquatic side, the answer is no. And the reason why is because it's not really possible. The field house is right adjacent to the aquatic center. So when you walk in and you sign in, you have access to everything. You have access to the field house. You can go work out, you can take a spin class, you can take a Zumba class, you can take a boot camp class. All the things over on the field house are accessible to you. Or if you want to just stay on the aquatic side and go to the aquatic side, you have access to that too. So when it comes to the membership, it includes everything. It's not just the field house. You will have access to everything. And it might be something that you will want to, because the indoor pool opens up at 5 and the exterior Blue Surf Bay opens up at noon. And there's a lot of people who go in and swim laps, do exercising. They might want to go into the hot tub or the sauna. It's going to be a benefit if you sign up as a membership. I hope that you've enjoyed my video of Blue Surf Bay in Blue Springs, Missouri. This facility is going to be something that people from all over the city are gonna drive to. You're gonna wanna come and just check it out. And plus, it's open to the general public, so you will be able to come. This offers a perfect mix of relaxation, recreation, and fitness. So whether you are a thrill seeker or whether you are just wanting a place to go and unwind, you're gonna wanna check this out. Now don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more information and more fun things about Kansas City and the adventures here in our amazing metropolitan area. See you next time, and go out and live your very best Kansas City life.